Hey there, it's Ryan Reynolds, and you are listening to Fearless in Devotion, the absolute worst podcast in all of football history. Go get them, guys.
Here they come, our mighty champions, raise your voices.
Croeso nôl, welcome back to Fearless in Devotion, the Wrexham AFC podcast, sponsored by that wonderful place, the Fat Boar. Lots to discuss this week. There's another new signing, potentially more coming through the door that we don't know whether they're going to happen or not, but seem pretty nailed on. First of all, how are we, gents? I've been ill. I've lost half a stone.
Congratulations, I think.
Thank you very much. Yeah,
Do you feel better? Was it worth the pain?
Yeah, probably actually, because it's funny enough. I said to my missus 2 days before I fell ill, I could do with. I'm finally going to get strict. I'm going to lose a bit of this weight before the second baby comes and it all goes to crap. And 2 days later, I felt really ill and didn't leave bed for 4 days and lost loads of weight and sweated it out. So it's like there is a God, you know. But it was deeply unpleasant, actually. But thank you for asking. Liam, how are you?
I'm good. I'm actually considering joining up to a gym, but after hearing that, I might just go and contract a virus or something, and it seems a lot easier.
Any sports scientists listening will be able to tear me to shreds about this, but I'm sure I read something once about basically 95% of losing weight is basically eat less. Like, and even if you moved way more, even if you like ran every day, it's
Moonjaro, mate. Get on the Moonjaro.
Or do that. Get on the pills, get on the old injections. Let's go. We're fully promoting that here at Fearless in Devotion. But let's move on to discuss another preseason friendly. Preseason is over, ladies and gents. And being the fantastic podcasters that we are, none of us watched the game.
I was on Thomas the Tank Engine in my defence at the time. So
if Groningen don't want our money in public, in person, why should we watch a free live stream?
Huge. Well said. Were you watching? Let us know if you were. How did we get on? Who impressed you? Some of the headlines I've seen. Obviously, Josh Windass scored, which is great. We lost.
Nice goal.
Nice goal.
Saw the highlights of little bits. Some sketchy defending for the goals, has to be said. But people just lose their minds over friendly results. I literally don't read anything. I don't get worried about it. Can you imagine having having a storm in pre-season and getting Southampton to get thumped? Everybody like, well, they showed up in pre-season, but I'd rather not show up in pre-season and then go to Southampton and play well and get something from it. So, you know, it's whichever way you look at it, he's brought in a lot of players in a short space of time. After Australia, they're going to take a bit of time to get bedded in. Is it long enough before next week? We'll soon know. When we're sat here a week on Sunday, either joyous or furious, one way or the other.
Or a bit of both. Joyous rage. Let's talk about what we want to talk about, which is signings. Liam, another busy week, and we've signed Conor Coady, which is a cracking signing, isn't it?
Yeah, I mean, I think the thing that's got most people buzzing actually is his signing video, because, you know, like, what a character, what a bubbly guy. You know, someone, I think quite a few people said he would make you want to run through brick walls. He's obviously been Leicester's captain. He's got a great track record. You know, I know some Leicester fans were giving it the usual, oh, we'll drive him to you type of thing. But I think you've got to look at where Leicester are coming from. They're coming off the disappointment of relegation, you know, where things haven't gone very well for them. From our perspective, you know, I think he's the perfect man to play that central role. You know, sort of ushering along Max and Brunt or whoever plays alongside him. He was in the England squad only 3 years ago, you know, taken to 2 major tournaments. So I think most of us are absolutely buzzing for it. I've seen no negativity whatsoever over that signing.
And we were looking pretty good attacking-wise, weren't we? Some really good additions. Obviously, Windass, Hardy, O'Brien as well, looking really good pushing forward. But that, you know, we were waiting for a defensive signing, weren't we, Tim? And it hasn't disappointed.
No, exactly. I think there was a few murmurs that it could be him for a while. And it's one of those where I wouldn't say he's been like a true household name in the sense of like your Virgil van Dijk kind of level of defender, but he's got a lot of caps for England. There's 100, nearly 200 appearances in the Premier League. That is the sort of experience 2 million quid gets you, and then some, probably a bit more, to be honest. So I think it's a really, really astute and clever signing, because we haven't really paid a vast amount of money for it. But again, like Liam said, you listen to any Leicester fan, they'll tell you otherwise. They say, well, you're free to have him, blah, blah, blah. But he's come in with a massive amount of enthusiasm. Like I said, him and Thomason have been the real good speakers so far, that have come in and been interviewed. And a friend of the pod, Cookie, put something out before, sent something to a group chat, and he said, I think it was a post about sort of Coady's kind of coaching acumen, and he made the suggestion maybe Coady could succeed Parky in future, which is not wholly wild suggestion, to be honest. So I don't know, but
let's wait till he's played a couple of games.
Yeah, let's wait till he's played a few. But what a great signing, and what a great experienced head for the likes of Brunt and Max to really learn from. I mean, it's a huge thing. It's a huge thing, and people have said it's kind of like a Tozer 2.0 of a higher level, where you bring somebody in from above who's got those leadership skills and can really drive you forward. And I like him. He comes across really well, and no doubt he starts next week.
Danny Ward in goal, Conor Coady centre back when we keep a clean sheet against Leicester at the racecourse in December. That would be lovely, wouldn't it?
They'd love that, wouldn't they? They'd love that.
Nice.
Well, yeah, I mean, I still feel Ward's going to start, at Southampton. I don't know why.
Do you think?
It's just, yeah, I do. And having seen the goals again conceded today, you start going, again, I'm sort of contradicting what I'm saying, that you don't read too much into friendlies, but I don't know. I just feel like that he'll start. Maybe I'm completely wildly off the mark, but yeah, it'd be great to get one over Leicester, because, like I said, I don't even know if are they starting on minus points. Has that thing gone through yet about points deduction? That's all gone a bit quiet, really.
I'm not sure. I've not seen anything about.
Not aware that it has yet. Anyway,
not that I wish that upon them. Just
no.
I don't like him for the way they talk about Danny Ward. Our Danny. He's our friend. He's our little brother. Anything more to discuss? Well, anything more to discuss, Timothy? I mean, rumours of Kieffer Moore hasn't been confirmed yet.
No, it's not been confirmed, but all
more than rumours, to be fair.
Yeah, all the in the know geezers are saying, look, it's very, very close. And again, whoever we go in for at the moment, the fans of who own that player will tell you that they're shit. They're not worth the money. Wrexham, fine, they're all saying it, because I think if that player goes elsewhere, they're not too fussed, because they're coming here and we're supposedly arguably weakening a fellow championship rival. Great, happy days. And as much as something rankles me about Kieffer Moore, he's played great for Wales, and he's exactly the sort of typical Parky signing, as we keep saying.
What rankles you? I want to know.
I don't know what it is. You know what? Sometimes somebody will tell you something, and you think, yeah, that sounds about right, and you believe it, and it could be absolute bollocks. I've just either fallen into a complete trap where...
Is it like...
Did he push someone's nan in a...
No, it's not even that.
Is it like Steve Evans in Liquid or McDonald's or
probably,
whatever?
Yeah, he's probably weed on sleeping vagrant or something. I don't know.
We're a publication here. I'm not having slander. Let's not start slagging him off just based off vibes.
Can I ask you one thing quickly before we move on? Because I imagine that this is the sort of comment which I'm not saying it to engagement farm or provoke any sort of wild opinion. It's just something I thought about this week. When that team takes the field at Southampton, it is going to be barely recognisable, I think, to what we've seen previously. And I think I mentioned it last week that we've had these gradual facelifts, and all of a sudden we've had major facial reconstructive surgery. And I was speaking to a work colleague the other day, and he said his worry, same as what mine is, I think, is what I'm getting at, is if there was a significant change in culture at the club. Because there's never been that disconnect that you see at other clubs where they get off the bus with their headphones on, their Louis Vuitton wash bag, and they just walk on by the fans. Never wanted to get like that. And for what, maybe rightly or wrongly, I just feel maybe we're notching it up towards that area. I mean, the players that come in seem humble and they seem very, very grounded, and I hope that's the case. But maybe it's just one of those things where I look at the squad and I go, because we haven't had time to bond with those players like we had previously. I think that's what it is.
I think it's an anxiety that we all have as well, that exact fear that you have, that you lose that connection. But until it happens, I don't think there's any need to worry about it. Worry about that when it happens. I totally get where you're coming from. But, I think hopefully, and I'm sure these signings will still be people who Parky assesses are right for the team and right for the squad, more importantly. And those should be people who understand the journey, I suppose, without being sort of too using too wanky a phrase about it. Right. What about Broadhead? Do we know if that's still on?
So he has, as of the time we're recording, which is Saturday evening, he was involved in Ipswich's friendly today. He came off the bench after a player who plays in a similar position to him was injured. The suggestion I've heard is that basically everything was all pretty much agreed midweek, but Kieran McKenna, their manager, is the one who's been umming and ahhing about whether to let him go. And you can see why, because he's clearly popular with Ipswich fans. You only have to look at the comments on social media when they thought he was definitely coming here. So I think it's more up in the air than Kieffer Moore, because Sky actually reported today that Moore has been at Wrexham for a medical today, supposedly. So we'll see if that comes off. But I would love Broadhead to come off, because I think he's exactly the type of player we need. Brings something different, can create chances from nothing. I know Windass does that as well, but it wouldn't harm to have another player like that. And he's more of a a wide man as well. So yeah, I'd be keen to get him. It's just it's one of those. Do you let it run on and hope that it comes off and everything falls into place, or do you move on as we progress into the season?
Liam, as the Carol Vorderman of this podcast, how much money have we spent on players this summer?
As it stands, I'm adding in 2 million for Conor Coady now. I want to say it's around 13 million. It depends on how you quantify the Kakache deal, because there was 2 million immediate fee, but it's also been quoted as up to 4 million with add-ons. So if you were adding on total amount committed, you'd be talking about 13 million, I think, at the moment now that Cody's signed. Yeah.
I wonder how many previous signings would equate to 13 million prior to the season. You probably have to go back about 15 seasons in total, wouldn't you? If not more.
More, I think.
Yeah. How many golden Matthias can you get for 15 million?
I remember when we paid, what was it?
Five Kwame Thomases.
I can remember Kevin Roberts being
Kwame.
one of the
I forgot Kwame Thomas existed for a while, and that's really pulled at my heartstrings. I loved it.
Kevin Roberts, you just mentioned them.
25k we paid for Kevin Roberts, and that's only one of the very few times I can actually remember us sort of non-league days paying anything for a player. I don't know why that figure sticks in my mind, but it just, yeah.
I kind of feel we paid something for Jake Spate for some bizarre reason. I don't know.
And then he threatened to set his teammates on fire. So, there is that.
We need to get him on the pod or on the live show. Too many good stories.
Yes, I'm sure. Right. Outgoings. Jake Bickerstaff has gone on loan to Cheltenham. Interesting that it was a loan deal, but good to see him get game time. And, he's clearly a talented player, knows where the goal is. Hopefully he plays really well for them.
Yeah, it's a weird one. I mean, I'm assuming he's got like 1 year left on his deal, I want to say. I don't know what the issue is there, because you have to say he literally has next to no chance featuring for Wrexham in any way, shape, or form. Let's be honest about it. So the fact he's gone on loan, I don't get the nuances behind the contract thing.
Well,
in my head,
said we're up front and said, look, we can't afford a transfer fee, but we'll pay his wages.
But does that say was he short takers then? I don't know. I mean, did do great for Altrincham last season on loan?
I think most of our players that go out are going to be going out on loan, because some of them are still tied down to not massively lengthy contracts now, but the wages are pretty high, and I think you would struggle to offload them. Whereas this arrangement sees us for example, for the sake of argument, paying half of the wages, it's more, it works better for the other team. So I think we're going to struggle to shift players out on permanence. I think a lot of them are going to be going out on loan to teams lower down.
This has got a familiar face in Luke Young at Cheltenham. I think they lost today. They lost 1-0. I'm not sure if he featured in any way, shape or form.
Well, best of luck to Jake. Shame, he didn't get as much game time as he'd have liked here, but, we've progressed too quickly, essentially, haven't we? It's crazy, heady days.
Biggest staff was a second half substitute for Cheltenham today.
Well done, Jake. Time now for everyone's second favourite feature, the Randall Roundup. Liam, take it away.
We've already gone through quite a lot of transfer stuff, but a couple of tidbits just to go through. So there's rumours linking Ollie Palmer to... Now, I think this is quite a contentious choice, or it would be if it's correct for him, either MK Dons or AFC Wimbledon. Now, I get the impression that Palmer is very much an AFC Wimbledon man. I'm pretty sure
he is
a fan of theirs as well.
He's a fan, and there's always been.
I was going to say, right, even if you haven't got that connection with AFC Wimbledon, if you've got a choice between those two, and you've got no excuse, I'm sorry, and anyone who picks the wrong club there goes way down in my estimations.
Yeah, well, he's played for AFC Wimbledon. He supports them, so I'd be amazed if he went to MK Dons. It's we'll see on that front. I mean, I think
AFC are in a higher division, got promoted. They're building again.
But again, he's another one like Bickerstaff. He's just not going to play. When you look at that depth we've got now up front, especially with Kieffer Moore coming in. Kieffer Moore is an Ollie Palmer upgrade, and no disrespect to him, and then some, in my opinion. So there's also been a suggestion that Elliot Lee could be allowed to leave on loan. No idea where he would go to. There's been no suggestion on that, but I did wonder if he'd stick around. He'll probably be on the subs bench. But you're talking about, remember that time with, I think it was him and Mullin around Christmas time, not last year, perhaps the year before, signed those mega deals, and we were like, yes, we've got our best players tied down, and now you're looking at the possibility of them both, not even being in the squad. It's absolutely bonkers, but that's just where we are really with it, isn't it?
Yeah.
Moving on to injuries, because we've had quite a few of these, as always seems to be the case. Ollie Rathbone's injury. Parky has said that he's out of the protective boot and doesn't need surgery, but he's still going to be out for some time with that ankle injury, which did look like a painful one on the down under tour. Someone else is in a boot is Jay Rodriguez. He's going to be assessed after a couple of weeks. I think Parky mentioned a hairline fracture. So I'm assuming that's the leg. I'm not too sure, but
I'm going to say something to do with his hairline. Then I was like, Jesus,
wasn't there was a ridiculous rumor that
I saw that there's a championship player, isn't there, who's not going to be ready for the start of the season because of complications with a hairy T.
Yeah. So that is, there was speculation that it was Barry Bannon, but clearly not.
Well, Sheffield Wednesday don't have enough players to be losing them regardless. They'll be sending him out there with a helmet.
Hair transplant or not, he would have to turn out.
Yeah. If you stay, we'll pay for your hair.
And then finally on the injury front, Sam Smith. So I don't know if everyone knows, but he's had a tumour removed from his calf. Thankfully, nothing nasty, but having to have the operation to have that done has kept him out. But then he played in, I think it was the first friendly against Groningen. There was sort of a mixed side, fringe players, younger players, lost 1-0 in the morning, and Sam Smith was out on the pitch, so that's good news. Suggests that he's well on his way to recovery. Quite a nasty, quite an unusual one, that really, actually. Yeah, I'm sure they said he was feeling it towards the end of last season, but he certainly didn't show it when he kicked that thunder bastard against Charlton. So
what is it with Wrexham strikers and weird injuries? Like Mullin had a bit of not so much a weird one, but a nasty one. James Gray, spider bite. Who else? Jordan White with a weird one that almost killed him.
God, yeah, jeez.
Jake Spake put his foot through a glass coffee table.
Well,
allegedly.
Self-inflicted.
And while you mentioned all those friendlies there, it would be remiss not to mention the fact we beat Shrewsbury 3-0 in a behind closed doors friendly. No, nothing about it. It doesn't matter. We beat the Slops 3-0. You only assume Will Boyle was playing for them.
And on that bombshell, one final bit for the Randall Roundup is Cop news. So still no spades in the ground on the Cop, but the club has submitted a further planning application. This was mentioned in the initial application, but it wasn't the subject of the application. On top of the 5,500 approved seats, the club has now applied for the 2,250 further seats for the Cop stand, which is the extra tier that's going just above. So the total potential capacity will be 7,750, which is nuts.
Big old stand.
That's bigger than Chester's ground. I mean, it's not hard, actually. That's not really a way marker, is it? But that would put the total capacity of the racecourse to just over 18,000, which...
Come on.
That'll sort the ticket situation out.
Well,
in one go. We hope. But it should do. I mean, I don't know how long it's going to take. The council were pretty fast on the other one, but I think they're going to have to satisfy a few things, sort of condition-wise. There's talk of parking arrangements, transport, and I wouldn't be surprised if the dreaded phosphates, peas and poos for the layman, rear their head again, and the impact on the sewage network. So all that exciting stuff that we all love to talk about.
Well, we look forward to getting more info on that from you, our sewage correspondent. Fecal correspondent. Looking forward to it. That was the Randall Roundup. Thank you very much, Liam. It's a shame Andy's not here this week. He's actually at a festival watching Sophie Ellis-Bextor and Pixie Lott. I think it's at Kendall Calling. Hope you enjoy, Andy. But Andy actually called this on the podcast a couple of weeks ago our third kit. He said it would be announced on the anniversary of Welsh settlers landing in Patagonia, and that it was. Tim, you're our kit correspondent. Do you like it?
Well, before I tell you that, true story, Sophie Ellis-Bextor is actually a neighbour of Andrew Gilpin's in London. That is a fact.
Wow.
Lives about a street away, if you can call that as a neighbour.
The new place or his old place?
No, it's definitely, I'm sure it's his new place.
Wow.
I could be wrong. It might be his old place.
You could be wrong. Why do you go check first and come report back next week?
The last time I was there, which would be his old place, that's Sophie Ellis-Bextor lives there. So yeah,
It's his old place. So Andy used to live a street away from Sophie Ellis-Bextor. Thank you. Did you like our new third kit?
He's gone to visit his old neighbour at Kendall Calling. I think so. And again, it's I'm not really sure why I think at this moment. I think it's probably because of the initial outcry of everybody going, it's horrible. I don't like it. I'm like, I don't know. I'm not kind of sold on all the jumbled dragons in the background. So you remember those 3D images that you tried to stare at for ages before you see it? It's almost a little bit like that.
Like that dress, is it blue or is it gold?
I think that the red...
Is it good or is it shit?
I think the red trim kind of maybe adds too much to it, but I think if the red trim's not there, all of a sudden becomes an Argentina rugby shirt to a larger extent. But look, if you dig deeper into it and you see the promo video, which is brilliant, and you understand, you look at Wrexham's original sort of origins in terms of the early kits, that's one of the early ones. The early kind of, I think it was a sugar bag kind of team or whatever it was called, I can't remember now, but I like the fact that they're going down the Patagonia route. They're continuing that storyline from the documentary. The cynic in us says it targets another large-speaking Welsh audience in a completely different country. And to be honest, it's the wacky thing about it. I put a tweet out about the kit. You just think, well, you get a little bit of reaction to it. I'm not joking. It's had 270,000 views, which is bonkers. It's bonkers. So there's 270,000 people out there who have seen it in one way or the other. They're all going to have an opinion. I think it's going to sell absolutely shitloads. I think it looks great in a long sleeve. How often are we going to wear it this year? Don't know.
And all that matters for us is that lots of people buy it because it'll pay for our transfers.
And like I like a different kit now and again. It's our first block bar kit since 2002, 2003. The black and white, big gap personnel one and all that sort of stuff, proper one.
Okay.
Discounting this because it's thin stripes. But yeah, I mean, it's a bit weird how it got released. It got released before the club actually released it. So that's 2 out of the 3 kit.
It was on the shop, wasn't it? Yeah,
It's on the shop. So Dick's Sporting Goods revealed the away one, the yellow, and now it's just kind of got leaked somewhere prior to the club announcing it. But I think in a strange way, I think the club kind of like it. It just
I don't like it.
Liam, tell us more.
I think those hoops look like a rugby shirt. I don't like generic symbols of being Welsh, like daffodils, dragons. That's I think there's a lot more to Welsh identity than that.
Valleys and male voice choirs and stuff.
I think when you buy it, Liam, it's going to make you sing like a choir boy as soon as you put it on.
But
for one, have always been in favour of colonialism as well. And as a podcast, we endorse it.
Well, someone mentioned Simon Weston in the replies to one of the things. I was like, what's that going to do with anything?
Jesus Christ.
But here's my pivot, though. I actually have come to the conclusion that it's marketing genius because all I have seen on Twitter is people writing in Spanish about how amazing it is. So it's clearly hit something. It's with an audience. And I was watching the Birmingham documentary where Rob was talking about we're just the marketing guys, but fucking hell, they're good marketing guys, and they seem to have tapped into something. Maybe there's an ready and waiting audience in South America that they're trying to latch onto. So, hey, what do I know? I mean, as long as I only have to buy one £65 shirt, I don't care. So.
Yeah, I think the Welsh-speaking population in Patagonia is tiny, absolutely tiny. So I don't think it's a coincidence that they've gone with, as has been mentioned, essentially the Argentina rugby shirt. So if you're Argentinian, great, that makes total sense. So that is a slightly larger market. So interesting stuff.
I think the fact that it's just different to what we normally have, whether it's a green shirt, whether it's a yellow shirt, apart from the obvious red kit, you're automatically going to go, oh, I haven't had a colour like that for ages, let's do it. It's the same with the gold. I hadn't had a gold for ages. Same with the black. We hadn't had a black shirt for ages. Yeah. If it's something different, people just want it.
And it was nice for the club to pay homage to Golda Mateo like that as well. Time now for everyone's favourite segment of the week, which is YouTube if you want to, which is where I pick out my favourite YouTube comment from last week's podcast. This week, I couldn't do it because the comments were all so lovely. So I'm going to read a selection out. These are from our most recent podcast, which was an interview with Liberato Cacace's Cacace's father. Absolute gentleman. If you haven't watched it yet, please do go back and watch or listen. And I'll go with the top comment from Scott Cleary, which says, what a sweet man. I was quite moved by his warmth and obvious pride in his son. Well said. Spot on. And we got David Ketley in New Zealand, who says, I'm in Wellington right now, although my home base is Nelson and Auckland. What a great interview. I'm back in town in a few weeks and we'll get my work colleagues out to La Bella for dinner. Great interview. So we have helped the family business as well. Fabulous stuff. Next comment, which I did enjoy, from Rhys Padana 3066. A Cacace family deli in Wrexham would do a roaring trade. That's got to be a new branch, surely. I'm told Wrexham's crying out for a really good Italian.
True story.
I reckon they would pay more in sponsoring pods as well.
Wow. Let's not upset the horse.
Let's not upset Sir Rich Watkin yet again. Last week we had Andy Gilpin plugging other bars and calling them the best in town. Now this.
When he listens to this, pushing his child around for a walk, he will be either laughing or cursing us.
Love you, Rich.
Yeah, sorry.
Yes. And there was one more comment I really enjoyed, which just says, long-time listener, first-time commenter. Welcome, thank you. One of my favourite FID pods yet. Loved getting to hear from Cacace's papa. Such a fantastic interview. Keep it up, guys. And yeah, would really encourage you to go and listen or watch that. It's great. And if you haven't yet, subscribe to the podcast and to the channel on YouTube. Right, I think that's it. Do we have any other business? I mean, we're all very excited because next week we will be Well, in this version of the podcast next weekend, we will be discussing our first league game in the Championship, on our first game at that level in how many years? Anyone?
43.
43. Goodness me. Incredibly exciting. However, before that, we will have a preview podcast of the Southampton game at some point midweek, probably Wednesday, Thursday. Do keep an eye out for that. We're looking forward to previewing this game, which is massive. Tim, are you excited?
Yeah, I mean, it's, I've tried. I'm not purposely trying to avoid the friendly stuff. I just take it with a pinch of salt, like I said. So I am excited. I just feel like it's like going to the races for the first time in ages. Where you're going to need a set of binoculars because it's quite a fair way away from the pitch, and I'm going to be like, "Who's that? Who's that?" You're like, there's going to be at least 7 or 8 changes to the team we last saw take to the pitch, guaranteed. I think. So I'm excited because we're kind of like, A, we're an unknown quantity as a side, and B, we're in an unknown quantity in terms of the division we're at. So for me, it's a straightforward free hit straight off the bat. Go there. The pressure's going to be on them. Relegated, new manager, bit of restructuring done themselves. Sold out crowd. Can we go and spoil the party? I think we'll have a damn good go. 3,000 Reds. It's going to be great. We're going to be there. There'll be plenty there on Friday night. I'm excited. We've got a live night on the Thursday, which we're excited about as well. So that'll be fun. Brett Ormerod, Robbie Evans, Maxine Hughes from the documentary, Rob Clark, Super Rob Clark from Town from the documentary. He's coming down as well. Who else? We got Liam. I forgot.
Did we mention Lee Jones?
Lee Jones is coming out. We've got to iron out a few more, but overall it should be a laugh. So we're starting about 7:30ish. The club have done almost their best to usurp us by doing a Q&A with Parky, but 6 till 7:30 for them. So maybe in their good grace, they might have said, well, this is going to clash with that Fit Live night. So
no one wants to hear from Parky anymore. He's yesterday's man.
He looks so tired. He looks so knackered after this pre-season. I think he must have been up so many hours just on the phone sorting all these transfers. I feel sorry for him. It's not a break for him, is it?
Don't go to that. I'm just joking. Go to both.
Just come over after and say hello. That's all we want. Come and say hello, Parky, before you head down to Holt for a quick pint.
And then have a nap. Have a nice long sleep.
Yeah. And talking to Joey, there have been details of funeral details. Wednesday, August the 20th, Liam, I think, off the top of my head.
Yeah, I did post the arrangements.
Wednesday, August the 20th, 12:30, the Macron stand at the ground. It's going to be a free ticketed event, and there's going to be links to the ticketed event in the ensuing days and weeks, whenever that's going to be. It's going to be free, obviously, but that's going to be sold out, no doubt, for fans to pay their respects. Not just Wrexham fans, but every club we played for. There's Chelsea fans coming up, Huddersfield fans, Liverpool fans coming over, and then there's a private committal after that. There is a link, which I think it's Roberts Brothers that put the link out. Roberts Brothers, I think, put the link out, and there's going to be various donations. And almost raised £1,000 already for British Heart Foundation, Cancer Research, Dementia UK, and Dogs Trust. Please go on there. I'll pin it to the YouTube comments underneath this pod. So please go to that. Please feel free to give a donation in Joey's memory. No formal dress code. Wear your shirts with pride. He wants colour and he wants joy to celebrate a great man and a great life.
Well said. And on that note, time to go. Looking forward to seeing you all midweek and next week. Until then, bye-bye.
Take care.
Cheerio.